the first of the month.
What's up, girl gang? Welcome back to another episode of The Girls Room. I'm in my office right now. I just didn't feel like setting up by my couch and doing like all the things. I'm trying to figure out this space still. This like white wall is not helping anything. But I don't even know when the last episode I did was. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. Life has been lifing, okay, as the kids would say. And I think through all of this, I don't even know what I am, if I'm being completely honest. I've had so many amazing, good things happen, and I don't know. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. Let me just rewind to like what's been going on. So I got sick almost 2 weeks ago, which is why there was I'm pretty sure my last episode was 2 weeks ago. This is how like, I'm just so out of it. I got sick like 2 weeks ago, and that sickness it started with just like my head, my throat. I just really didn't feel good. I was supposed to be in the salon that weekend. I called out, obviously. And, you know, usually after a couple days, you start feeling better. And I did not start feeling better. It went worse. And it was so crazy because I was talking to my friend Vic, and she was telling me like that she was sick too, and it like wasn't going away. And she was like, I hope it doesn't go to your chest. And I'm like, no, like I don't feel that. I'm not even congested, like blah, 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 blah. Literally it was the same day I start feeling in my chest. So I have really severe asthma. I have geriatric lungs. People think that's funny, but that's a thing. And when I get sick and it goes to my chest, it gets really scary really, really quickly. Because my chest tightness and don't tell me something up here. I just can't. Let's see, is somebody delivering something? I answered you. Yes, be right back. This is not an accurate representation of like what my entire day and like more than a week has been. Anyway, so things get like real scary when they hit my chest. Every time it turns into a respiratory infection, I get hospitalized. My breathing is still not all there, but it really sucks. I wouldn't wish asthma on like my worst enemy. And when that congestion starts to happen, it's bad. Like there's no fucking turning it around unless I get on like heavy medication, and I take all the things. I take a marshmallow root and all the things, but there's a time and place for Western medicine and acute medicine, okay? And not cute, acute, okay? Because nothing's cute about it. So went to my chest. I'm like, I know exactly what it feels like. I get this like hollow cough, and it almost like hurts, and then it's just so fucking tight. So I have a nebulizer, I have all the things. I was on my nebulizer, literally doing like multiple treatments per day. Shit wasn't working. So got on prednisone. I was on a heavy dose of prednisone. And usually you taper down off prednisone, and I know that. And I didn't do that. So then I started experiencing prednisone withdrawal, which I have never had in my life. And actually, funny story, side note, my dad was dating this girl and he was on prednisone, and I'm not saying she was right, but she thought he was going nuts from the prednisone, and apparently that's a thing. So like, I don't know. There were other reasons that they didn't work out, but like my friend Vic was telling me her mom has an insane reaction to prednisone. She was sick at the same time as me. She got on the prednisone. She started feeling fucking nuts. And then, I mean, she's already nuts. And then I was like, no, she's telling me all this shit. And I'm like, no, I've been taking prednisone my whole life. I'm totally fine, blah, blah, blah. Every time I said something to her, it happened. So I stopped taking the prednisone kind of abruptly. I might have tapered like one day and I didn't taper correctly. I don't like being on that shit. It makes you get swollen, it makes you gain weight, it makes your appetite crazy. Like that happened to me anyway, so I should have just tapered, but I didn't want to. So when I tell you, I was feeling fucking nuts. First of all, the brain fog was diabolical. It was on another level. I couldn't even think at all. It was like a migraine for days. My appetite was insane. So then I'm like, let me look. I go on Chat GPT. I asked Chat, I'm like, Chat, can you withdraw from prednisone? Oh yeah, you sure can. I had like almost all the symptoms. It fucks with your hormones. Like, do we need any more of that? No. It fucks with your hormones. It changes your appetite, brain fog, migraines, nausea, dizziness, all the things. Like I was getting up, I felt like I had like vertigo. And I could not think. Like my brain, it's still half broken. And it's not always working properly, you know? um, it's been a week or two, okay? And yesterday I finally started feeling somewhat human. And I got so much work done and I was so happy and felt so good about myself. And then today I was like, let me see if I can work out. I do Tracy Anderson. I've been dying to do Tracy, but you'll probably hear me when I talk. I always kind of breathe heavy, but like I can't do that. It's like an hour and then it's like a lot. And I just don't think my lungs could take it because I'm not really even like, walking down the block without getting winded. So I cleaned the whole house today. Definitely got winded and so tired from doing that. And I did laundry and I did a little light arm set. And I wanted to do my walking pad and I can't find the remote, of course. So that's such is life. I do have a vibration plate. Maybe I'll do that later and have the remote for that. But I really need to find my walking pad remote. I'll ask Amanda. It's got to be somewhere. Anyway, with that being said, I've been having such a hard time creating content and showing up. And I think it's because I am doing content as my job now, right? So I'm editing content for clients most of the week. And then my creativity, I have so many ideas that I just can't seem to execute. So I don't have the bandwidth to execute them either. Like when I'm editing video content all day, like the last thing I want to do is edit more video content, right? So it's got me in a pickle because I care about my content. And this is the platform I care about the most. YouTube is where I really want to grow and where I really want to focus. And now allegedly TikTok's getting banned, which is just insane to me because Meta has fucking data leaks and shit and has been admitted to lying about COVID and all of this stuff, like Mark Zuckerberg, and like just because he's American and it's American owned, it's okay, whatever. Anyway, TikTok's not, me and TikTok, like we're cool. Sometimes we pop off, but I don't know. I think I like long form content better. I love YouTube. Instagram, I'm like, it is what it is. But I do want to show up for this podcast. This podcast is coming up on a year and I feel like I don't even, I haven't like acknowledged most of the things that have happened. Like I might have acknowledged them by talking to you guys about it, but like I haven't processed anything. I don't know how to like explain this. And I do have some really exciting things coming up that I can't share right now, but I really am going to try and like be on my content shit and share it with you guys in the right way in the new year. I do want to rebrand. I do love the photos I took for this, but I want to rebrand. I don't know what I want to rebrand to. I do want to make more YouTube content like vlogs and things like that. But the long form editing is so hard. So I got to figure it out and sort it out. I think something that's been coming up a lot for me lately is friction, and learning when, well, I've listened to the friction clearly because I'm leaving the salon. I have 2 shifts left and I am so fucking excited. But it had me thinking so much. I was talking to a client about this. Um, when you're not where you're supposed to be, nothing will work out. Nothing. Like today, things aren't working out for me, but that's just because Mercury's in like Gatorade again or something. But bad day, not a bad life. That's what my dad always used to say, or still says. But I feel like when you are encountering friction at every turn, whether it's in a job or in a relationship or in a friendship, whatever it is, it's because you're not meant to be there. You're not aligned, right? So I was thinking about this so much with hair. Like, I am so good at hair color. Like, I am very talented at that job, and I know I am. I'm not just saying that. Like, I'm really good at my job. And it just never worked out for me. The timing, just all of it. It just, and yes, I could have left that salon and went somewhere else if that's like something that I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do that because I loved where I was. It just was like this all the time. And I feel like it's so important to listen to those nudges. And I've gotten more in touch with my faith, like in this last, honestly, 6 months, I would say. And separating my relationship with God from a church, because I've just never vibed with the Catholic Church. And I am a queer woman and I just have maybe some like religious shit. I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of, not everyone, but you know, there's judgments and things like that. And whatever. I found a church through someone that I know, and it's actually like I do it online, which I love. On Sunday, I put on my big TV and I go to church on Sunday morning right from my living room where I feel comfortable and I don't feel, you know, I had an aunt that turned into a born again. She was like my idol. She was my idol, the coolest person I ever knew, that then turned into like a born again Christian and had things to say about me and just broke my heart, honestly. I mean, a few people broke my heart, but whatever. And it just makes you feel like rejected, you know? And that just taints things. And these are people that are in church and like running the church. I'm not saying I'll never go, but like, I don't ever want that to taint my relationship with God. And it did. For a long time. And now I'm kind of like realizing I can have my own relationship. I don't have to be in a church. I don't have to do that. I can have my own relationship and do things my own way. And that's been working for me. And it's been really, really nice because I never didn't believe, but like, I just went off on a tangent tonight. I'm trying to reel in my ADHD. It's not working. Anyway, the point is, what's the point? See, when I talk to you guys, I just get like so happy. I haven't been laughing and smiling like this. I'm so happy when I'm here and I'm sharing. The point of what I was saying was, if I could remember it, hold on, let me find it. It's that when you're getting nudges, whether you're religious or not, if you want to, and I'm not like a super religious person. I believe in God. I have faith. I believe in the power of the universe. I believe in all of these things, and I believe in prayer. And I feel like you get these nudges, right? So whether you think this nudge is from God, whether you think it's from the universe, whether you think it's from Buddha, whoever you think it's from, whether you think it's from your dad, grandma, like whoever you think it's from, listen to it. So you don't wind up stuck in a place for years, okay? I know it's scary. I wish that I had listened to the nudges I was getting, because I've been getting these nudges about hair and being in that place that I didn't belong there anymore, and that not only did I not belong there anymore, I did not belong in that industry, that I was missing my purpose and missing my calling, that I still don't know what it is, but I keep getting led down these hallways. I don't even know if that makes sense, but down these paths. Why would I say hallways? I keep getting led down hallways. I keep getting led down these paths where there's no friction, where things are just happening. And I am not trying. You know, they say the law of attraction, and like my dog is literally so cute. It's like torrential something outside and she's not well. I'm not, it's not this. It's so free flowing, and it's like really crazy because you don't believe that, right? Like it feels like everything has to be hard when things have been hard, when you've been hitting friction at every single turn, that when something is organically happening and flowing without you having to be like putting every single ounce of you into it, and it's just happening, it feels too good to be true. And I think that's where I'm at right now, where I feel so seen and appreciated and smart, and like I can do hard things, and like I am creative, and creative people, we never think we're creative enough. Okay, it's just part of the DNA. But and especially in a world of comparison and social media. I mean, I'm literally working in social media. You see like someone doing something sick and it's like the coolest idea you've ever seen, and you're like, I'm so not creative, I could never make that happen. That's a story for another day. But you know, it's like hard to trust almost. And I felt like I needed to get back into my faith, because it only makes sense that there's a higher power that has their hand over me and over you and over everyone, whether you believe it or not. Because like, how does this stuff just happen? I don't know. And I don't know if I believe in coincidences. I feel like most of the time things happen for a reason, whether you know it in the moment or you know it 10 years down the line, right? So I don't know. I'm feeling very spiritual. So it's just like, the whole point is listen to that friction, take note of it, start to dissect it, start to like look inward, start to figure out where it's coming from, and be real with yourself, right? Like, you can't say that something is friction and you are not trying, you're not working hard, you're not showing up, you're not keeping your commitments, you're not doing any of that, and you're saying that nothing's happening and it's hard. That's not friction. That's, you're not doing your part. You need to hold yourself accountable, right? I busted my ass doing that job. I made great content when I was making content for it. I tried. Did I have points where I certainly gave up and was like so over it? 110%. And then I would get back on the fucking horse, and I've been watching too much Yellowstone. You get back on the horse and just like be like reinvigorated after a conversation I had, or after a class I took, or after I spoke to someone, and I would go for it again. And it's just, I kept falling on my face, and like, it was years of it, right? So it's just cool now. And like, people are so shocked when you make, like when I'm like, I don't do hair anymore. They're like, what? It's so crazy. So I understand like the societal pressures and things like that, where people think that you have to do the same thing for your whole life. That's torture. if you are a multi-passionate person that likes to do many things. I see myself very much winding up having some sort of business that's multifaceted. That's not just one thing, because that's how I operate the best. That's when I thrive. That's when I flourish creatively, is when my hand is in 10 different fucking cookie jars. And I know they say like, that's not the best. It can create burnout. Yes, I am feeling that a little bit. I need to figure out systems and balances and things like that. But everybody's different. To think that every single person needs to do the same job forever or the same thing forever and then hold them to it, it's weird. And I find that when people do have some sort of reaction that's like, oh, it's because you're doing something that they couldn't do or that they would never have the balls to actually try to do. Like, I've said this before, like one of my best friends, Sam, she always says, like, you've got some balls. And I like when she tells me that, because it reminds me that like I'm powerful and I'm doing something that, sorry, that people don't do. I don't know. And this isn't, I don't want this to come off like tooting my own horn or something like that, but we do need to take note and account of our achievements, our accolades, our struggles, all of it. Like, we do need to like say these things. And I'm lucky I get to share it with you guys. Like, who else am I going to share it with? I don't want to just be texting people about myself, you know? Like, guys, I did something really cool. Like, no, but it's important to like see that growth in yourself and just like soak it in, which I'm just trying to do. And I'm almost done with the salon, and I feel like until I'm actually out, which I don't know, maybe this will sound crazy to some people. It's not crazy to me. God has been telling me to get out of there for a long time. And I feel like now his patience is running out. So like I'm hitting all this like kind of, not all the time, but when I'm there, I'm just hitting like this friction. It's this feeling that I feel like you aren't supposed to be here. Get out, like run, get out. You are not supposed to be here. And I'm just like one of those people that like the walls start closing in very quickly when I'm not where I'm supposed to be or doing what I'm supposed to do. And this might sound dramatic, but like I could see myself like just running out of the doors and screaming down the street. Not because of anybody there or because of my clients, because I love my coworkers and I love my clients. I truly do. It is, and that's the other thing. People take it personal. It's not personal. It is so not personal. It's personal to me. It's about me. It's personal to how I feel. It's not about the outside stuff. And every time I'm there, I'm just like, I just don't know how to verbalize like what it is, but I just feel like when I am fully done, my life's gonna change. I don't know how else to put it. I really don't. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's just this feeling that I have. And I said this when I moved. I said, when I move and we get the house, my life's gonna change. And it has. I said, I know my life's gonna change and my business is going to start to like pop off a little bit, like pick up. And it has. I signed my biggest contract to date on a rolling contract, meaning there's no end date. I'm so grateful and I love it. I'm so grateful and I love it, okay? And I'm just like, I just have this feeling in me and my gut is never wrong. And I just feel like things, when I'm listening to what I'm supposed to be doing, not only am I going to feel better, but it's going to show up in my life. And I want this to be relatable to somebody who maybe feels like they are in the same position. If you love your job, if you love your relationship, if you love all the things, then maybe this isn't for you. But I've had conversations with a few of my friends who are in this like in between and trying to figure things out. And I think in a world where you can like make money online or make money in different ways, I don't know, like why wouldn't you? But it depends on the person. Like Amanda doesn't have to have passion for her job. She just has to like it and they better pay her ass, okay? That's all she cares about. She doesn't she's not someone who needs to do a job she's passionate about, right? It's not her life's work. She enjoys it, and that's enough. Not me, okay? I can't do that. I can't do anything I don't like. I worked in an office. Not my tea. Oh my God. If I ever tell you guys I got an office job, please send it for a wellness check, okay? Send a wellness check, because it's not me, it's a fucking clone, okay? So anyway, that's kind of like what's been on my heart and my mind. Other updates. So I think I've told you guys, I started working with this skincare company, and doing like, I'm a consultant and I do sales. And here's why you should try things that you've never done before. So I started 4 months ago, and in November, I sold over $5,000 worth of product. How cool is that? Well, they're a wellness company first, and they also have skincare. I started working with them for the wellness. You guys know I love my functional medicine doctor, and I love the holistic path, and they have internal supplements that I started taking, and the 5-month difference from when I was taking the internals is crazy. Like, the inflammation in my body is actually, I couldn't believe it. I had a pair of pants that looked like they were 10 sizes bigger than what I am now. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, they also do amazing skincare. They have other products too. But this is why you should put yourself in situations that are unfamiliar sometimes if it feels right. It was like kind of calling to me. I kept seeing it and I was like, let me just sign up with this girl. And I signed up with her, and I'm apparently good at sales when I really care about something, right? It was my biggest month yet. My biggest month yet. Every month I had to consistently hit $2,000 in sales for the first 3 months. And then November hit, and I hit a little over $5,000 in sales. That's really cool. And I love it. It's like a side hustle. I get a little extra money. I get a lot of extra money. They give me 35% commission on all my sales, like, for literally showing up on social media and talking about shit I use. So this is what I mean. Like, try things. If I could have anyone do one thing from watching me, it's to try things. I always talk about my exposure therapy era, which has been 2024, all about the exposure therapy. Get some exposure therapy. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's that you never took a Pilates class before and you want to try taking a Pilates class. Just do something to push yourself outside of your comfort zone that you have been thinking about. And with that, you know, the redirection of my podcast, I don't know that I'm redirecting it. There's only so much my brain can like do right now, but you know, I'm trying to figure out, and maybe you guys can help me. Nobody ever sends me emails or helps me with anything, so I just talk into the void and hope that somebody hears me. I need a redirection that's like, I don't know how to. So I love helping people. I love talking to people. I love giving people advice. I think that's why I got into hair partially, because you're like a therapist that's not paid nearly enough, okay? Because Margaret makes way more money than I was making. Margaret's my therapist. I feel like I hate all of the, like, I shouldn't say hate. I don't always love a lot of these self-help, self-development people and the way that they talk online. I don't love it. It's not my tea. And it's very easy to come off elitist or like you're talking down to someone. Like, you need to be doing X, Y, Z. There's a time and place for it. Listen, sometimes there's people I like to listen to and they'll get me going, right? And I'm not just talking about like being aggressive. Like, I don't even mind how Gary Vaynerchuk is, because he's aggressive, but he's like kind in his aggression. Like, he's aggressive, but he has a good way of like making you ask yourself questions. I love Mel Robbins. I feel like the way that she conveys her message is also, I just like it. But I don't want to be like one of those podcasts that's like, you need to do blah, 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 blah. Because this is very much like me figuring it out for myself, what's working for me, and then sharing that message with you. And if you ask me for advice, sharing the best advice that I feel I can give. in that moment, and being honest if I feel like I also don't have the best advice to give in that moment, right? So I don't want to be like a I know everything type of bitch, you know? I used to be a little bit of a know-it-all, I will admit, and I probably still can be sometimes too. I hate that about myself. So I try to be conscious of it because I am also very teachable and I don't know everything. Like I don't, no one does. And I love learning. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that. And I hope I've been doing it in a way that's like sharing and just sharing what I've learned and what I know, and not some weird, like aggressive, gross, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Hopefully. Yeah. The point is I like helping people. I like making content and I like talking to people. So like interviewing people is always cool for me. I love doing that. And yeah, I just like want to share my message in a way that lands and that's not, you don't want to say things in a way that you like scare people off. I used to be like very aggressive when I was younger. I was very aggressive and I wanted, if I wanted you to know something, like I had to make sure you knew it, and I like wanted to drill it in your fucking head. Like, and it was from love. It was out of love, and I just wanted to like, you need to do it like this so that this happens. Like I just was very much, it was immature, and it was when I was like in my, you know, teens, like 18, whatever. And it was coming from a good place, but it wasn't the right delivery, and I know that. And when you're too aggressive with certain people, it just shuts them down. And some people respond really well to that aggression. I'm kind of a mix of both. It depends on like the situation. But there's so much of that already in the podcasting space where people are talking at you constantly and yelling at you and telling you what you need to be doing. And it's like not cut and dry and not one size fits all. And there's so many other factors. And I want to be very aware and cognizant of that when I am sharing a message. Now, I'm also a no bullshit kind of bitch. So there are certain things where I'm going to be like, this is what it is, period. And that's okay too, right? We're multifaceted. But yeah, these are just the things I'm kind of like thinking out loud. This is like my journal, right? Yeah, my journal. And I'm really glad that I did this today. I'm really glad I showed up, because if you want something to work, it has to be a priority. And I know that. And I feel like I'm just doing so many new things that it's hard, like, to just figure out what's prioritized. And with being sick, it just was like, ugh, it's a nightmare. I'm still coughing. I'm still not all there, but I missed you guys. And I wanted to pop in and just share, because this friction thing has been coming up a lot for me. And that to me felt like I need to share it then, because it's popping up in my head a lot. So moral of the story is listen to that friction, listen to that nudging, make moves. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, problems you want help to, stories you want to share, should I make a segment? Ask Alice. Alice, why did you say like I'm from Minnesota? Ask Alice. Go Ask Alice. Should that be the name of my segment? I don't like Ask Clarissa. Ask Jeeves. Remember that? I just aged the fuck out of myself. Ask ChatGPT. No. If you want to ask me anything, please do. tgrpod.nyc@gmail.com. I am more than happy to help you if I am equipped to help you with your situation. And I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that we're almost a year in to the pod. And thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening. Even when I haven't been consistent, I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I love you. Bye.